Is eating only chicken for dinner bad? Honestly, I am not a great cook and I've had great success with keto and I am restarting my journey, but I suck at cooking. I try to mix burgers with my chicken, but stovetop I burn them, in the oven it dries them out. I love chicken legs and chicken thighs, and honestly that along with a salad and green beans is enough for me and I never tire of it. But my question is eating chicken legs or thighs nightly bad for me in the long run? Thanks for the responses. I have had most of a Costco rotisserie chicken for dinner dozens of times. Not that I don't appreciate a good salad as well. I eat a triple burger with cheese and bacon from Wendy's at least 5 days a week as my only meal of the day. Just meat and cheese. I'm doing just fine. So you'll be fine with the chicken. A no-cook option is mixing canned tuna with an avocado and eating with cabbage leaves. Top with salsa or hot sauce. Variety is the spice of life, but thighs and wings get you the fat you need. Not sure about your specific protein needs? An air fryer may help you out a lot regarding the proper cooking of what you're making. Chicken thighs are great. In fact, the best part of the bird. Cheap as hell too. There is nothing wrong with eating thighs or chicken every day. It's a good protein, and if it fits your macros, so be it. One of my favorite meals is boned out skin on thighs. Cut into strips. Roast in hot oven 425 until skin is crispy and toss in buffalo sauce. Perfect boneless wings. And less fatty than wings and half the cost, if not more. Since you say you suck at cooking, you could do the same thing but with whole skin on thighs. 425 for an hour should be just right. Brother, there's no better food in terms of protein density than chicken. Eat all the chicken you want. I eat a bowl of chicken and broccoli or spinach every night for dinner. I'm lazy as lazy gets tears of joy. But seriously, I eat a varied diet, but for dinner, I just don't want to worry about it. Plus, if I have something else I don't feel as satisfied, I go to Costco once a week, buy a rotisserie chicken, debone it when I get home, and eat that with broccoli or spinach with Montreal steak seasoning. Depending on how many calories and carbs I have left, I'll put ranch or California olive ranch Caesar vinaigrette dressing, or even cheese. I've been doing it for almost a year and I'm doing pretty good health-wise. Smiling face. To make a burger, I put the stove on 5 and put a lid on the pan. It's still trial and error, but that might help. An easier option is to brown ground beef. Rather than cooking a patty, you can then put that in a salad. Maybe make it like a taco salad. Or I add the taco seasoning to the meat, don't add water, and put that meat in a bowl of cauliflower rice with sour cream, etc. I ate ground chicken for almost a year and melted away fat. So I'm allergic to beef, pork, lamb, deer, pretty much all mammals. I eat any kind of bird and almost any fish without any issues. Been doing this since 2005. I would switch up animals every once in a while. I'm no scientist, but variety can help you get different vitamins and minerals. Get an air fryer. It is really hard to make it overly dry in one. You might get it more on the well side, but then next time you just take a minute or two off. Once you find the right time, then it is just repeat. You are probably okay, but it all depends on your other macros. The ground beef is high in fat and can give you much of your daily calories. Chicken legs, thighs are the fattier part of a chicken, but still not that high. Just make sure if you take this route that you get your fats from other spots. Otherwise, you might start to feel weak in a few days. Buy an instant digital probe thermometer. Best way to not overcook meat is to know exactly what temperature it is. I eat chicken thighs daily for one of my meals, always. Not terrible as long as you balance your day out. My typical lunch is 0.751.0 pounds of cooked meat. That's 80 of my daily protein. So the rest of my meals focus on plant sources of fat. In terms of sucking at cooking, get an air fryer. It will cook the chicken to juicy perfection every time and remain crispy on the outside. Zero effort. I also took the time to learn how to poach chicken 'cause I like it juice. Easy as pie. Boil hot water with lemon slice, bay leaves and garlic. Once boiling, put in chicken breast, wait for it to start boiling again. Then turn off the element. Cover pot with lid and leave it for 20 minutes. That's it. Perfectly poached. Meat and veggie casserole with cheese sauce? Get a slow cooker. I find it easy to make different recipes with chicken. Trick I learned for burgers when I first started cooking on the stovetop. Cook on medium heat. When you notice the myoglobin, the red liquid that people think is blood but isn't, starts seeping out the top, flip it over. Wait until you see the liquid coming out again and you're done. Gives you a medium-ish burger that isn't dried out every time. Just make sure you get your fat macro in. No, you just described essentially what a lot of bodybuilders live on. Chicken except white meat or breasts and green vegetables. You aren't going to be lacking in any real nutrients. Throw in some other foods for variety: meat, eggs, fish from time to time or when you order out. Get your vitamin levels checked when you have a physical. There's nothing to worry about. Just a tip-off: cook your burgers on low heat. This lets the inside get fully cooked before the outside burns. If you're constantly burning food, that's the most likely culprit. There are a few nutrients chicken is lower in than beef: B3, B12, iron and choline. But if you're eating your fill, that is likely not going to matter. And nothing matters if you eat beef liver once a week. That will make up for any deficiencies. Keeping it simple is the way to go. It can be fun trying new recipes every now and then, but I like to stick with what's easy and works. I lost my first 50 pounds eating pretty much nothing but grocery store rotisserie chickens. I don't think it's a problem. But if you want some variety, maybe try watching some cooking tutorials on YouTube. Very fatty ground beef is going to be the most forgiving because protein sticks and burns. And the extra fat will insulate against that a little. Maybe look and see if a local organization like your parks department offers low-cost or free cooking classes. It took me most of my 20s to become a decent home cook. But it's paid off. It depends on how bothered you are by some things. Our Stop Eating Seed Oils will mention that chicken isn't a ruminant animal. So most of what is ingested is still in its muscle fibers, especially highly processed grains and seed oils. When you consume it, so it goes into yours. Ruminants have multiple stomachs to break down food further and avoids most of that. If you're fine with that, then there really shouldn't be an issue as long as you're keeping up with your protein and fat intake. Skin on. Boneless chicken thighs are great. If you're not sure about cooking them properly, just bash them slightly flat. I use plastic food bags to avoid mess, so the whole thing is the same thickness. And then once a pan is hot, drop them in with a little oil and turn the heat down to about 1-3 and let them sit for a while on each side until the pinkness and opacity are completely gone. Then turn up the heat to finish them off and give them a nice browning. This is my go-to for chicken. Seasoned with salt, pepper and garlic powder. The Costco one is amazing. You can add it to pretty much anything, or just eat it on its own. Cooking tip: if something is burned, next time cook it less. I'd recommend a sous vide for cooking meats. You can make a killer pork chop if you want to try something new. Def simplifies cooking. I ate like 3 cupcakes for dinner, so you're doing better than me.